rolling? Is it rolling? Good morning and welcome to the New York City hybrid hearing on the Committee on Fire and Emergency Management. Please silence all electronic devices. Chair, be ready to begin.
Thank you. Good morning. I'm Councilmember Joanne Ariola, Chair of the Committee on Fire and Emergency Management. I'm joined by Council Members Kagan, Schulman, Carr, De La Rosa, and Powers. Today, this committee will be conducting a hearing on two bills, Introduction 949 and Introduction 950, both introduced by Majority Leader Keith Powers. Intro 949 would require the Department of Consumer and Worker Protection, in collaboration with the Department of Sanitation and the FDNY, to establish a program to provide new lithium-ion batteries for use in powered mobility devices such as electric scooters or electric e-bikes. Such batteries would be provided at a reduced cost or no cost to an individual and could be provided in exchange for used batteries. Intro 950 would require that all businesses that use bicycles for commercial purposes provide workers who operate a motor-assisted bicycle on behalf of such business with fireproof or fire-resistant containers suitable for charging removable storage batteries used to power such devices. The requirements of the legislation would only apply to entities who do not provide on-site charging options for workers and for operators who utilize devices with removable batteries. As we all know, our city has experienced numerous destructive fires caused by lithium-ion batteries. These fires are incredibly difficult to extinguish and result in extensive property damage and at times turn fatal. Unfortunately, we witnessed yet another deadly fire last week in Astoria that was caused by lithium-ion batteries. This fire resulted in the deaths of a 7-year-old boy and his 19-year-old sister. I would like to pause and have a moment of silence for the Al-Yafi family for their tragic loss, as well as those we have lost in the wake of these tragic, senseless fires. Thank you. Recently, the FDNY testified at the Council's preliminary budget hearing last month that the city had 220 lithium-ion battery-related fires during calendar year 2022, and it has been reported that the city has already experienced over 55 fires related to lithium-ion batteries this year. These batteries are most likely to catch fire when charging and cause significant risks when they do arise from batteries that are left unattended while charging for long periods of time, such as overnight. In an effort to help prevent these fires from happening, the committee previously held an oversight hearing on the safety risks that e-bikes and lithium-ion batteries pose to the city. Subsequently, the committee passed a package of bills related to e-bike and lithium-ion batteries that strengthen safety standards for lithium-ion batteries and increase public education and the potential dangers of these batteries. Today, we look forward to hearing testimony from the administration on Intro 949 and Intro 950, and we will continue to work collaboratively to find appropriate solutions to decrease the ever-growing problem of lithium-ion battery fires, specifically as they relate to e-bikes. I'd like to acknowledge my colleague and Majority Leader Keith Powers for opening remarks.
Thank you. Thank you today for the opportunity to speak about my bills, Intro 949 and Intro 950, to address the urgent and growing crisis of fires sparked by lithium-ion batteries. I want to thank Chair Ariola for holding this hearing and my colleagues, nearly 30 of them, who have already signed on in support of this legislation. We are in crisis in New York City. Every day you turn on the news and there's another fire, and that's why we're here today. Our city is facing an unprecedented increase in the number of fires caused by lithium-ion batteries, which are commonly used to power e-bikes. Fires caused by these batteries are not like regular fires. They are particularly dangerous and difficult to put out. And before I say anything else, I want to thank the FDNY for all your efforts, not only to tackle these, but of course to be responsive, including to fires in my district. Mine was particularly a heroic rescue outside of the window on 52nd Street. So I want to thank you guys for all your work there. There have already been 60 fires and 5 deaths this year due to fires caused by lithium-ion batteries. By comparison, 6 people died in all of last year due to battery fires, so clearly this is a deepening problem. Just last week, as mentioned, 2 young New Yorkers in Queens died in a fire caused by lithium-ion batteries. Even though the FDNY showed up within 3 minutes, they were 19 and they were 7 years old. These are heartbreaking losses for our communities and our city, and I know my colleagues in the City Council and I are taking this issue very seriously, but we have to continue to move with urgency. Building on the package of bills the City Council passed last month, my bills will help replace thousands of faulty and dangerous batteries that are already on the street with certified options and encourage safe charging. Intro 949 would establish a program in coordination with the FDNY, the Department of Consumer and Worker Protection, and other city agencies to provide workers with safer batteries at reduced or no cost in exchange for trading those batteries in. Intro 950 would require businesses that use e-bikes commercially to provide their operators with fireproof or fire-resistant containers so batteries can be charged in a safe manner. Our goal is to create effective, practical solutions to a crisis that presents a danger to our entire city and every single one of our districts. To that end, we will continue engaging with stakeholders on every side of this issue and work to prevent further tragedies. Once again, I want to thank Chair Areola for holding this hearing, to Speaker Adams for her leadership on this issue, to my staff for working on these pieces of legislation, to my fellow bill sponsors, committee staff, and their advocates for their support. And I look forward to hearing testimony today and, of course, moving this legislation forward. Thank you.
Thank you. I will now turn the microphone over to Committee Counsel to administer the oath.
Great. Thank you so much, Chair. For the administration today, we'll be hearing from the Department of Consumer and Worker Protections, Carlos Ortiz, who's the Assistant Commissioner. For FDNY, we'll be hearing from Chief John Esposito, who's the Chief of Operations, and Julian Basil, who's the Fire Code Counsel. I'm just going to swear you all in at once, so if you could just please raise your right hand and affirm the following. I affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in your testimony before this committee and to answer honestly to council member questions. I do. Recognizing that, you may go ahead and testify. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair Areola and all council members present. My name is John Esposito, and I am the Chief of Fire Operations for the New York City Fire Department. I am joined today by the Fire Department's Code Counsel, Julian Basil, who is representing the Bureau of Fire Prevention. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you about 2 pieces of legislation on the topic of lithium-ion batteries, Introduction 949 and Introduction 950. As the council members are well aware, fires caused by lithium-ion batteries are challenging and present a range of potential hazards, including fire, combustion, exploding projectiles, and thermal runaway. When a battery explodes, the result is a dangerous fire that spreads extremely quickly. These fires put device users, residents, neighbors, and nearby businesses at grave risk, and they draw first responders into operating in perilous and challenging environments. Recent legislation passed by the City Council and signed by Mayor Adams is aimed at combating lithium-ion battery fires and promoting safe usage of electric micro-mobility devices. Today, the committee is considering 2 other pieces of legislation that deal with lithium-ion batteries for micro-mobility devices. We are grateful for the council members' unwavering focus on this issue. Introduction 949, introduced by Councilmember Powers, would require the Department of Consumer and Worker Protection to establish a program to provide reduced or no-cost replacement lithium-ion batteries and determine which individuals would be eligible to participate. It would further require that all replacement batteries that are distributed be listed and labeled by a nationally recognized testing laboratory. We recognize this could help existing users upgrade their equipment to be newer and safer. We are aware that the Mayor's E-Micromobility Task Force has been exploring this concept, and we defer to them regarding implementation. Introduction 950, also introduced by Councilmember Powers, would amend the bicycle safety section of the New York City Administrative Code